I was gonna ask you about breaks. So when I say breaking, I'm talking about you've been with someone for X amount of time, whether that's been a month, a year, 6 months, 6 weeks, however long you've been with someone, but you're official with your partner. Do you believe in having a break? Not a breakup, like a break. So there's been issues, there's been problems, there's been a fight, whatever, and one of you has now proposed, let's go on a break. Do you believe in the notion of breaks in relationships?
It's a bit of a catch-22 for me still, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I feel like it depends on, first of all, who's asking for the break and why they're asking for the break, the reasoning behind it. And if it's genuinely because of those reasons, you know what I mean? Because some people do the X, Y, Z. Yeah, you know, I would, yeah, top corner finish, you get what I'm saying? Under the guise of breaking it, so.
Let's say like this break.
Personally,
let me give it a bit of context in it. I don't want to give it to you specifically, but the break is coming from a very pure point of I just want space. I won't give it any more context.
Why do you have to label it?
No, but they're saying that they want a break. So what do you believe in around that?
For me, I'm a very analytical person, innit? So I would have so many questions. I'll be sat there so what's the rules of these breaks? What are we doing now? How many times can I text you? You know, them type of things. Because me, I would want it breaking down to such an extent where it's kind of a rules type thing, if you know what I mean.
No, bro.
It's because like you said, a lot of the time I'm seeing somebody that's kind of just black and white. There's no grey in between. And so if you're telling me you want a break, I'm gonna take it as this is a break. I probably don't want to talk to you. But then me asking about these rules is because I need to now see what's acceptable or what your expectations are in the first place too. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's me and you've told me you want a break, well, it's not even you know what I'm saying? Not even to be a dickhead about it. I don't even mean that I'm going to do the maddest of mad. I just have an idea in my head of, okay, this is what a break is supposed to be like. So I'm just probably not going to speak to you for 2 weeks, or I'm not going to speak for a year. And then we just, you know what I mean? That's just how I'm built, you know what I'm saying? So it's very kind of an analytical process for me. So I would say, first of all, I don't really see why I'm going for the break then. I don't understand. Or maybe I don't want to understand the concept of a break. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with not wanting to understand that concept because I feel as if you truly kind of do understand. No, you do get why they might ask for it, but just because you get why they might ask for it doesn't mean that you need to stay there for it.
The thing is, I don't if you were to ask me for it, I don't What I say I don't understand is I don't think I could warrant it in my mind.
Yeah, that's what
you know what I'm saying.
That's what I mean.
So if you were to tell me I need a break because I want space, I'm just
have your space.
Have your space.
It's not gonna be
but why is it a break?
I think, bro, you know what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Because is the concept of the relationship, does it need to be broken for you to have space?
Yes. No, I hear you, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's why I couldn't warrant it. That's why I couldn't look at it in my head and be like, you know,
you gotta put a label in.
Yeah, what is this break?
I feel let me give my own opinion on the concept of the break. I feel like the notion of you not having an official attachment, I think it's kind of placebo effecty or a bit of trying to lie to yourself a little bit. I feel like the concept of you saying I'm single and I'm not with anyone right now. To some people, not generally speaking, discussions from the people in it. The concept of not actually attached to someone, it helps their mental. So you have someone that's having space, but that's in a relationship.
Look, he said it helps mental.
No. You have someone that's having space, but they're still in a relationship. Person A, and person B, they're having space, but they're on a break. Person B on a break. They've told you, you know what it is? We've tried this space within the relationship, but I just want to feel like there's actually no ties. We've now created the rules and expectations of the break, and this is what I wanted.
So in those rules and expectations of the break, are they not sounding like you're broken up?
I think for me, my
So what's the break then?
thing is my interpretations of a break is that because I've been on one, innit?
Yeah.
So my interpretations of it is that spaces we do, and I think you both now created expectations of what you think of each other, and you've kind of outlined what you want to get out of this break. So if one party has said, I want to break, but I have every intention of trying to make this work once I've had this break. Or someone might say, I want to break and I'll kind of decide whether I actually want to officially break up with you completely after it. Like, I feel like that's what people, it's like the break before the break up potentially. That's what I see people wanting to do it as. I think it's a bit selfish because you don't want to let the person, you're not brave enough to let the person go because you're used to them, you're attached to them still, you're going to be vulnerable, there's going to be days you're alone.
And you're thinking, let me call.
But equally, it's like you might get to a point where it's like, you know what, why not? I need that emotional support, I need that physical support, I need that mental stimulation, I need that attachment, and you know what I mean? So you still want to kind of keep them there, and you still want, you don't want them to move on either, innit? So I honestly think it's very, very selfish if you propose to go on a break. I feel as if you are having issues, split cleanly and let yourself naturally come back together. Breaks are tricky because you've got to now put a contract in place if you want it to be effective. Don't get it twisted. Space is effective, but I don't think you necessarily have to have a break to have space in it. But again, the mental thing where some people feel the need to not say, I've not got a boyfriend right now, and it might help the mental. I can't blame if that helps you. For me personally, even with the contract, you can make it so you can get a lawyer to do. You get Harvey Specter to draft this right now. It's still great because at the end of the day, we're on a break. Do you get me? So like, and who's in the right mind? Who has more power to say, okay, let's talk for we can like phone call twice a week.
We've got 2 hours a day.
But why are you doing that? That's not fair to me though. If I want,
I'm feeling like I'm in jail.
I think it's very selfish and I think it's very weak. Do you get me? I'm saying this just from because I think I was at a point where I was like, you know what? I'll take a break because I'm not facing the concept of being broken up.
Yeah.
So I think it's weak on both parts. I think it's weak.
You feel like it's the person taking advantage of the one that's somewhat more.
A little bit. And even if it's not with ill intent, I still think it's happening because what you're doing is that you, as the person initiating the break, you are not brave enough, potentially, more often than not, to cut it clean. Do you get me? And you're not brave enough to cut it clean because you still want that person potentially there because you may think you might change your mind. You probably still know you're going to want attachment, conversation, stipulation. So you're weak and kind of selfish on that point. The other person's weak because they're kind of waiting for you to pattern up or for you to like change your mind because throughout that break, a lot of the time, the other person, they're just waiting for you to like say, okay, let's go back to normal now. So they're waiting on your time. So they're going to be ready to jump at the hat when you're ready. Do you get me? They're weak because they're not using that time to really think. They're trying to use that time to think, how can I get better for that person? Do you get me? So I think it's a weak thing on both standpoints, but I think it's more selfish on the person that's asking for the break. If you really truly care about that person, I feel like you do all you can to just quit it. Not easy. Some people you can't break up with them. You try to break up with them and they're like, no, I can't. I'm resilient, me. So if you try, I'm resilient, isn't it? So like before I want to break up with you, I want to see if you can make it work naturally, innit? So I hear it, but at the same time, I still think it's weak. I think it's weak because I think it's weak, bro. I think it's very weak still.
I'm resilient still.
I'm resilient, bro. You know,
I don't even know why, but I was just trying to kill
I'm resilient, man.
Now,
please, I'm resilient, but at the same time, you gotta learn, innit? You gotta read the rumors within it. So when I say I'm resilient, I'm saying I wouldn't let something superficial that I see to damage something. But if it's not getting fixed, if it's not, there's no like tunnel, then allow it. I don't really agree with breaks. I don't think if my partner was to like, I'm single now, but like, if my potential partner or wife break, if my girlfriend was to give me like a
you went through a lot of emotions.
Imagine your wife telling you to choose a break. That's well. So they file for divorce in theory. You know what I mean? No, but like,
I'll pray the boss.
no, that's mad. If my partner was to tell me, so my girlfriend was to tell me when I get one eventually, that she wants a break, I'll be like, you know what? I hear you want space in it. So it's either you have space but we're still together, or I'm outside. Do you get me?
That's nice.
Simple as that. You get me?
Outside is gonna kill my people. Outside is very much gonna kill my people.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I think it's selfish, bro. That's all right. I think it's selfish and weak on selfish most on the person asking for it, but it's weak on both parts. And I feel as if you kind of realize weak once you've gone through it. You know what I mean? Well, sorry, you don't have to be weak at one point. You're gonna be weak to be strong. Isn't it? So, I don't think I'd say this if I didn't go through what I went through in my life. So I've experienced. That's what it is.
I hear it. I don't know me. Just the whole break thing. It's a bit wild still. I feel like you said in it, you're supposed to let them go, come back to each other, but then does that mean that the whole concept, or you agree with the whole concept of soulmates then, I guess?
No.
No.
Oh, soulmates, you say?
Soulmates, yeah.
With the S, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that, like.
Wait, what did you hear me say?
I thought you said soulmates, so the one person.
Soulmate. Oh. I meant soulmate, like as in when I said soulmates, as in like you're my soulmate, you're soulmates together.
Okay, can I get that? Let me give my take on this then. Again, free experience. Nothing I will say in this deep is
first. Can we define soulmate first?
What do you think of soulmates?
The way that I see it's like.
Let's get Google.
Google. Say less, mate.
Because I believe we'll have some of the definitions anyway.
Yeah. Soulmate. Right then, mate.
What time is it also?
It is 9:30, so yeah. A soulmate is a person with whom one has a feeling of deep or natural affinity. This may involve similarity, love, romance, platonic relationships, comfort, intimacy, sexuality, sexual activity, spirituality, compatibility, and trust. It's a bit strange.
Any other definitions?
Yeah. That is really meaty.
I feel like, let's just do our own.
Because this is what I was going to say, because a person ideally suited to another as a close friend or romantic partner.
I like that, man. Alright, cool.
That's Oxford definition.
By that definition, I feel like you can have multiple soulmates.
Yeah.
Let's try and make it a one-on-one thing. Innit? I feel like for me, a soulmate, for what we you believe the soulmate. I think what we think it is that there's one person that is designed that's suited best for you.
So an Adam and Eve thing.
Kind of like compatibility-wise, every aspect where you guys mesh perfectly. Adam and Eve. Initially, I thought there's one person. Generally speaking, I thought that. As I've kind of grown, matured, come through experience, understood a bit more about free will and human heart. I feel like you can have soulmates, if that makes sense. I feel as if you can have multiple people. I'm not saying it's bare people. It might be 5, maybe. But I do think you can have multiple people that you can have a divine connection, extreme compatibility, blah blah blah. Within the 5, let's call it 5, just for the sake of it. To give it a number, it could be 5, it could be 50, it could be 10. I'm not calling it 5. You can have 5 people in the world that are your soulmates. Within that 5, you could have higher ranked ones. So you could have maybe the highest compatibility, then the second highest compatibility, and the third. You can have that, but I feel as if you will still be as happy with any of them, if that makes sense. And you won't even know that you could be happy because you don't know that, because you know what I mean. So I don't believe personally in one person anymore.
See, when you're talking about one person, are you speaking platonically, romantically?
I'm saying romantically.
Romantically.
Oh, I therefore think you can have soulmate friends though.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, I think you can have soulmate friends more than soulmate relationships.
So if one's soulmate relationships and there's like multiple of them, then if you've got that point of view, I'm not saying that you also believe this, but would it be so wayward to then say, yes, I want to push my polyamory agenda, but polyamory?
Bro, honestly,
I'm not saying that I believe in polyamory.
I think,
no, to be fair, that's what I am saying. I'm not saying it from my life specifically.
I think
that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I don't feel like it's natural.
Bro, look in the
for it to be like that.
look in the Bible. Look at other cultures. A lot of
Look
cultures.
at animals.
Look at animals.
I know we're smarter than animals.
Well,
even still,
I'm
we're
saying,
than animals.
look at other societies of life here. Look at the past. Look at the Bible. There was a lot of multiple wives, people having multiple partners. Do you get me? And they ran like running. Do you get me? Obviously, New Testament wise, more modern thinking and stuff like you're now more on the monogamy thing, and I think that's where discipline comes into it. So I feel like even though it's not natural to want to spread your seed, I think the discipline knows that okay, cool, I'm going to appreciate that I could have different women or I could have different men, but I'm choosing to stay with you. I'm choosing to build a life with you. Do you get me? I'm not saying it's
like me personally, mine, like if I was going to explain how I think relationships should work, you'd call me a madman. Well, let me explain it anyway. Right. Well, I feel like it should work like a contract. Like a football contract.
No, it should.
You have a fight. Like the whole marriage aspect of, okay, you're going to be my lover. And
you sign the contract. You sign the contract when you're married.
Yeah, but the thing is, this one is a lifetime occupancy. Like, this is what I'm, like, you know what I mean? I don't feel like it should work like that. I feel like it should be like a 5-year max contract, which you get to renew at the end of the 5 years. However, it's a 5-year, and then after that 5 years, no obligation. You know what I mean?
Well, for marriage.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Because I feel like people, once they attain the like aspect of marriage, they get comfortable to such an extent that, okay, I'm already here now, I don't need to care. You know what I'm saying? That's where you start seeing a lot of people switch up. That's where people stop caring. And you also have to account for people are changing constantly.
Oh, yeah.
So the person that you married 10 years ago is not the same person that you have got now. This is what I'm saying. You have the option to extend. You can both look at each other and say, oh, we want to, let's keep this going. I kind of like this. Yeah.
You keep extending your contract every 5 years.
Yeah, but then the whole point of it being a 5-year fixed contract type thing is like, once you get to that, 4.5 years, you look at each other and you're like, you know, I'm not lying to you, Stacey, but this shit ain't working.
Honestly,
you know what I mean? Bro, that's how, me personally, if I was ever to gain so much manpower and I was able to go speak to God for a couple of, like, yo, big man, yo, I'm not lying to you, this is just a concept today. You don't have to go with me in it, but yeah, just think about it, you know what I mean? Like, if I was given that amount of power, that's something I'd be like, you know, I feel like it will actually help the rate of divorce, like the rate of marriages, because I feel like nobody would feel rushed to kind of get into the marriage on tape. Like, I know it's a 5-year type thing, but I feel like because people understand that, okay, this concept is, I am supposed to actually try find somebody that I want to be with long term. It's like I'm not supposed to be switching like marriages every so often, but I do have the option there. You just don't feel that pressure that, okay, I'm in a terrible match, so I have to stick with this person. So you have got a way out. You know what I mean? Without being judged. I feel like that's the only that's what I'd say differs.
I mean, it is. You're saying it's a mad theory, but like I keep saying it. I don't know why, but as humans and in life, every type of way we think about something is okay until it's something else. So it's okay to give contracts, to give expectations, to give rules, to give stipulations,
to
everything.
Then when you switch the context,
when you switch the context, oh, you can't do that. It's insensitive. Oh, it's not the same.
You're right. Still.
What do you mean it's not the same? Do you get me? We go back to the gaining weight thing and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you, if I just stop doing something, if I just start doing something, I'm gonna start going out every week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start playing on PlayStation every day. What, you like that? Oh, I'm gonna just gain 20 kg. Big man. No, do you get me? Like, so with the marriage thing, I'm on the same page, bro. I'm not saying that I want to tap in yet, but I can.
You won't take as far as that.
I can definitely get. I would sit down and hear that out. If I was an investor, I promise you, I'd be like, all right, give me a meeting because I like that idea. Yeah. And I now have to go back, look at all the flaws, give you the flaws, let you come back, revise. Like, generally speaking, I want this like quite away. I believe in that aspect. What the divorce rate is 50%, right?
Yeah, literally like half of the marriage right now.
I feel like if you give people a more stipulated contracts, more like structured way, I feel as if people won't rush to do it as much. Two, people won't feel as tied down in it. It won't get as toxic because people know that I could just dip maybe you could counterpoint there. I could just I feel like there's going to be a lot of loopholes and a lot of
divorces would literally fall because obviously you have the option to kind of people won't get divorced.
Is that I'm not divorced after 5 years? Then? Is that not classed as divorce?
I won't say classed as divorce. It's just like
so what is that,
isn't it?
So what's the divorce then?
Divorce is like I need to break out of this marriage. Like,
so
right
within the 5 years, you
can still divorce. Like within that 5 years, if it's really not working out like that, and like I don't know, the person's abusive or they really just fucked with your shit and cheated, whatever, and you can't actually work on it. Yeah, well, you can still get divorced if you want to, but the whole like idea of it is that it's more for the ones that are working. If you know what I mean, but. Yeah, so let's say it is working, but then, like I said, life comes at you. You know what I mean? You were in one place 5 years ago. Now you're no longer in that. You know what I mean? I feel like it would really reduce the amount of stress people would have. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like the family life, the marriage life, all that kind of stuff in it. Like it removes to some extent, one stressor in the term that the idea that you have to then be tied to this one person for the entirety of your life in it. I feel like that's a problem.
I think because the concept of being tied down, trapped, only one person forever, that in itself can cause toxicness. That in itself can cause doubt. That in itself can cause problems. And so maybe if you did have something that is like you break it down into chunks and stuff like that.